Is it really hard to? I feel like dick pills sell themselves as well. If they could sell horny goat weed at a gas station and make a profit, and I gotta imagine they're making a profit because they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those things. Like, if you tell a guy that this will fix his dick problem, it's like, no matter what amount of money it is,
Take my money.
It doesn't matter. I'll try it once at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
Well, good thing we don't have that problem, right, guys?
You're right. We got
for
Seattle
yourself. No, I'm just-
prescriptions. We don't have that problem. Oh boy, I think it all boils down to your health, though.
it's
Strategy.
tied in.
If
If
Yeah.
you get
tied
better
in.
boners
It's
since
tied
you've been
in.
working out,
when I'm healthy and I'm eating right and I'm exercising and I'm not masturbating as much, because that'll kind of affect you. You know what I'm saying?
that's a real deal that people don't talk about. Is that jerking off affects your erections, and if you
All
jerk off too much, you don't get a good boner.
It's
That's
a
bad
fact.
for your. It's bad for your
Libido?
brain, right?
Or-
It's bad for your brain because
There's-
it's like an addiction, kind of like
100%.
vape pens or
For sure, it's like a
100%.
vape pen for your dick,
A vape pen is masturbating for your mouth.
or that. It's however you look at it.
Vaping is masturbating of the mouth.
Yo, I was
It's dirty. Yeah,
it's dirty.
It's bad for you. It's bad for your brain.
It is bad for you, and everybody talks about how healthy it is, and it's healthy.
Who says how healthy it is?
I mean, Dr. Phil or somebody, I'm sure said it's
come on.
healthy to jerk
Come
off.
on.
I mean, it's natural, right? But
Oh, you're talking jerking off. I thought you were talking vaping.
no.
Yeah.
I'm talking jerk.
I think here's the thing. I think it is healthy if you're doing it when needed.
Vaping?
Why are you holding on to Jeremy so tight
masturbate.
right now? While you talking about masturbation?
Well, alright, battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
You boys ready? You boys ready?
We're here.
It's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
We're back,
shit, I
baby.
didn't. That's good to know.
The boys are back on the couch. We have Jeremy Knight with us, very special guest.
How's it going?
Welcome, Jeremy.
Episode
Thanks.
63, the Strategy and Dolo Show, live on the Club Killers Mixcloud, Party with Strategy podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Here we are.
Yes, we are. Are we on title yet?
I think the title's like an extra charge, and I'm like, why would I pay money to be on something that nobody has?
You couldn't hit up Jay-Z and see if he could do something for us.
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that uses title. I know you had it one time because
I-
Reasonable Doubt was on there, but
Yeah, and now it's on Spotify, so I'm like, fuck that.
so you
What are we
deleted your
talking about?
title
What's
membership.
Streaming services.
You don't even know what title is. You see what I'm saying? Why would I pay money for that?
Exactly. There you have it.
It's a streaming service like Spotify or Apple.
Okay.
Did Jay-Z start it? Is that
Yeah, I think so. The idea was to get the artists more money, and they had some good ploys to get you in. I want to say Nipsey Hussle's last album, you had to have Spotify to get it, and there was like some exclusive concerts that were dope. Like they did their thing to get people in. The problem is like keeping it. You know what I'm saying? Like the functionality was cool, and like you can watch all the music videos on there. It had some nice features, but like Spotify is just ergonomic as fuck, dude. I love
so
Spotify.
good. It's
so
perfect.
good.
It's the perfect app.
It's simple. It's no frills, but make your
It's got
playlist.
the song radio. So
Yeah.
You can just go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
For sure.
You want to talk into that mic, my boy.
Yeah, you got to get up on it like
Yeah.
it's a fucking piece of food.
Piece of sausage.
Yeah, a piece of sausage. A piece of
Italian
poblano sausage. Fuck.
Inside joke.
Yeah. Inside my stomach.
Inside
So,
Strategies
You're
restroom.
fresh off of Pepto, though. You're good to go.
Yeah. It takes 45 minutes to kick in. We'll see if we can make it. No spills, baby. We're good.
All right, let's get into.
Jeremy, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jeremy Kite, actually, but my DJ name's Jeremy Knight.
Okay.
That kind of was like a recent change, just because people call me Knight all the time, so I just went with it and said I'm just gonna make it the DJ name.
There it is.
But started DJing in college around like 2010.
Okay. What college did you go to?
Texas Tech,
Texas Tech.
Reckham.
Wreck 'em, baby.
So you were 18, 19,
17 when I went
17?
to college. Yeah,
Whoa, early.
early. Yeah,
smart
Were you like
guy.
one of those savant children who was like super smart at math and just accelerated far beyond
Math, science, but history, English, man.
Not so much.
Mm.
What were you studying in college?
I did civil engineering, and then I had like a minor in math.
Okay,
Yeah.
civil What is? I'm not. Is that like? I know engineering.
for the people that don't know, we obviously
I got
know.
you. We know,
we
It's
know.
not. It's
Yeah, for the viewers.
We obviously
For the
know, but for
the
anyone who
viewers,
might not,
sure.
you know.
That's like an engineer from like the Civil War. Something. No. Dad joke. Yeah. So you're a or you studied civil engineering.
Yeah, so the cool thing about civil engineering that's different than other engineering is there's 5 different types of it that are like subtypes, and it kind of gives you a general idea of a bunch of different subjects. So you're kind of like a master of all trades in the engineering world.
Tight.
Yeah.
So you get all the money. You get all the money and leave nothing on the table. I like it. It's
And
kind of
deal,
like.
and deal with all the problems, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that too. Yeah. Nothing comes without a price, right?
Right?
So give me like a quick like run through of something that would happen at work, civil engineering.
So where I work right now, we do solar and wind farms, and we lay the land out and do the design. So the things that'll come up at work will be like, hey, can we build on this site? And then we'll have to run like a really quick analysis of that and see, can we build on this site? And then we have to say yes or no, and then we have to say how much we think it's going to cost early on.
Okay.
So that's kind of like a typical day. But
Okay.
what's cool is you get to travel out to these sites and go look at the land and drive around with the landowners.
So are you in? Is it a sales thing as well?
No.
Okay,
So we come in after the sale. So the developers are like the little realtors of
Gotcha.
solar and wind. So they go out, meet with all the landowners, and then they send the engineers in afterwards to like really see if the numbers make sense.
Gotcha.
And
So-
then go ahead.
The question everyone's wanting to know, which I'm sure, how many birds die on average
I got you.
a month from a solar wind farm? Because that's the
Is that a thing?
that's the argument that I'm hearing.
I
The
think
gas companies want you to believe that solar fucking fans are just chopping up birds like minced
What kind of
garlic.
birds are we talking? Like birds that matter?
Probably crows. I would imagine crows are big in
Bats.
fields. Bats. You know what? Fuck them. Cut them up. I'm not mad at that. Chop up all those fucking little rats with wings.
we do bat studies.
Oh,
So, yeah.
so what's it looking like with the guarana? Isn't guarana bat feces? Isn't that what they
That's
call it?
bat poo, right? That's what Ace
That's what
Ventura
they used
ate.
to grow marijuana,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Guano.
Guano? I say
Yeah.
guarana. Guarana's a fucking supplement, isn't it?
It's the one in Monster, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I always thought it was bat shit in Monster, and that's why I don't drink it. But that makes sense now.
So let's answer the actual question that you asked. What's up with the
Do
birds?
we know
I feel like you
statistics?
had
That's
an
why-
answer for that.
Yeah, my answer was no, it's bats. It's
Oh,
the bats.
Oh.
It's just the bats.
And do the bats matter? We don't
No,
really
we don't
care
give a
about the
fuck.
bats,
We-
right?
I mean, they eat
established that.
mosquitoes.
We like
Wow.
bats.
See, this is that whole ecosystem thing, right?
Right.
It's tough. You want to just like, it's like you want to kill a spider, but then you got to deal with a bunch of fucking ants or whatever the fuck spiders eat.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in Texas.
Bugs are a big thing in Texas.
There's a lot of bugs in Texas.
What's it like in Chicago?
There's just some bug. There's like a few bugs. Like in your crib, you might see an earwig, you might see a centipede, and like that's it.
That's it. And, or like the water bugs, you know? Same difference, right?
Yeah.
Or you'll see rats in the alleys sometimes because of the fucking trash and stuff. But it's like you don't really see like I have a pool in my backyard, and all the time, like the other day, my girl was swimming in the pool, and she went to like wipe her hair, and there was a snake in her hair. Like,
You're lying.
A fucking snake went in the pool and fucking swim in her hair. She freaked the fuck out. But it wasn't a big snake; it was a small snake. But nonetheless, snakes are a thing out here. I get them in
Oh,
my
yeah.
backyard all the fucking time.
Bro, a snake in your hair? That sounds like the most terrifying event of a lifetime.
Especially for someone who's afraid of a mosquito.
Oh my,
My
gosh,
girl,
dude.
she was not having it. She was not happy. But what can you do? I mean, you can't fucking prevent snakes. I tried laying this shit in the grass. It's like supposed to prevent snakes, but then I heard that that's like all bullshit. Like I just got duped for fucking $20.
And it
Right.
actually
Yeah.
attracts snakes.
Yeah, probably, most likely. I would imagine it's probably snake food. So I got fucked. Nothing new here.
Laying it around your pool, just
And
luring all the
another
snakes
thing
in the neighborhood.
that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but let's talk about roaches in Texas are a
Bro.
fucking problem.
They're big, bro.
And it's not like
Everything's
in
bigger,
Chicago,
bro.
if someone has roaches, you're just a dirty motherfucker and you don't clean your house. Like that's all it is. Here, they're like on the outside of your house. They'll fucking try and get in. When I was looking at places when I first moved out here, there was like fucking dead roaches. It's a nice place, and I'm like telling the realtor, I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" You know? And she's like,
Welcome to Texas.
"Well, you should be happy they're dead. It's a problem they're alive." I'm like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "No, we have like 50 different species of roaches, and it's like a thing." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this about?" But you know, you fight them.
I kind of felt the same way at my first Airbnb here. There was dead roaches in the bathroom, and I hit the guy up like, "Yo, what the fuck is like? What kind of place are you running here?" You know?
Yeah,
And he looked at me like I was a bitch, kind of. He's
Like-
like, "What? You want me to clean this up?"
You're scared of a roach? Like,
It goes, they're dead.
Yeah.
that's our state bird is the fucking cockroach. Jesus Christ. But I mean, once you get over the roaches and snakes and lizards and fucking giant spiders, it's not that bad of a
It's
place.
not that bad.
The big fire ants. Have you ever been?
Oh yeah, fire ants, big. How could I forget about the fire? I have to like keep a bag of fire ant destroyer in my house because like literally every single day there's a new one. And in my yard, I've got ones the size of fucking basketballs, like giant fucking mounds. And like if you're not careful, you'll be standing in one and not even realize it, and then you're covered in them, and they're aggressive, fucking mean. They're vicious creatures. Tell me they eat something that we don't like.
Fire ants?
Do they do anything good for the ecosystem?
I don't know.
I'm at a loss.
I don't know.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
But I think here's what the thing is: bats eat ants.
Do
So
bats
all
eat
the
ants?
bats that the solar's killing is taking away from the thing that's supposed to eat the fire ants, and I think they're in where is your.
Can we
problem
confirm, do
lies.
bats eat ants? You did some bat studies. You're a bat specialist. Or the closest thing we got right
It
now.
was more quantity, not habits.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, we'll assume they eat ants.
Let's get back
All right, they
on
eat
track
ants.
here. So you go to school for civil engineering,
Yeah.
and you obviously became one,
Right.
but you're also DJing at the same time.
So I started DJing in grad school just to make extra money, thinking like, what can I do side job to like make money? And someone was like, you should buy my DJ equipment and DJ. And
That's it, huh?
That was like,
that was your fucking story to the glory. You're like, I gotta make some extra money. If these fucking idiots can do it, I can do this shit. That's great.
So I'll add a little bit more color.
Okay.
story to the glory.
I love it though. I love the honesty. I do
Yeah,
it's
appreciate
great.
that.
It's fantastic.
But we used to always have the house with the like the house parties and stuff. and
Okay,
the-
now
and
we're
the track
talking. You
and
were
field
in a frat?
parties. What's that?
You were in a frat, or it was just like a party house?
It was like more athletics crew and then some of the fraternity crew as well. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we would have house parties and we would always play like iTunes. Like I would always play off my iTunes list. And back then in the dorms, you have what was called Our Tunes,
Okay.
where you could like mass download everybody's music in the dorm.
So it was like a file
to your
sharing
computer.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was all through the dorm's Wi-Fi.
What's the thing?
Talking to that mic, I know we're
Oh, sorry.
taught like not to keep things right in front of our mouth like that because
Yeah.
it's a little weird. But
These are the best we could get from Radio Shack.
Strike two. My bad.
These were the
My
best.
bad.
mics.
Hello.
Radio
Hello.
Shack
this is a
put
great
close.
episode. I just want to
Hello.
make sure your audio is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Clip.
We're
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing? Is that like a file share? What's the thing now that everybody uses for file
Well,
sharing
do we
like that?
want to say?
Dropbox.
Do we want to say?
Oh, do we keep it on the low?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, we don't want the feds could be watching. We don't want them to take the file
Yeah,
sharing
dude.
information. So it's
Spotify.
No. Before that, yeah. Okay. So this is like a primitive version of that thing, or it is that same thing that you guys were using.
The new
in
one?
2010.
Or back in 2010.
Yeah.
It was just a file sharing through like through the dorm's Wi-Fi.
Okay. Gotcha.
But it was dope because you could get everyone's music. So you all of a sudden just had all this music from guys, girls.
You
So
had
it
your
would
own
put you
little
up on
record
music
pool.
that you might not necessarily normally know about, but a girl might.
Well, back then, what were the record pools back then?
DMS was probably still around.
What
back
was
then.
what was the big one? The
My MP3, my fucking my MP3 pool. That was the
My
first
MP3
one I-
pool. I remember
Crooklyn
that one.
Clan.
Crooklyn Clan. Yes, that was a
Crooklyn
big
Clan.
2010.
That was the first record pool I ever used to pull music from.
Yeah, but that wasn't even a record pool though, because I mean it was a record pool, but it was like It wasn't a monthly subscription. You'd go broke using that fucking thing. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
There's
Danny
many.
Danny Diggs, right?
Danny Diggs has. I was just talking about. Were you familiar with his Darkwing Duck themed remix he did?
No.
Because we were talking about some.
Yeah.
Let's say avant-garde remixes that people do of songs that are less desirable. But honestly, at the time, you know, it was like, who's gonna like make the craziest mashup? And I think it was like Darkwing Duck with fucking like Tipsy over it or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you play it?
I don't know that I ever played it, but I was a fan of Darkwing Duck as a kid, so I was like, you know what? I'll throw this in the $3.99. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Just in case.
Just in case you ever in case someone ever comes and requests Darkwing Duck,
Yeah.
you gotta have it. But yeah, so DeVille was on that really big.
DeVille was on that. Yeah, that's right.
Who were some other? Was Nova around at that time? I think Nova had a page on there.
I was
can't
never
remember.
on Crooklyn Clan. I don't
It's
know.
before your time, Junior.
Before my time, baby.
Damn.
This was when you could download a mashup of whatever DJM had played the week before. Someone was sure to recreate it and call it their own.
Yeah, and they call it their own, and they take the beauty away of playing it, of doing it live. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
it
saying?
also made it accessible for someone who wasn't necessarily technically capable of doing it.
But I don't think that level of DJing should have been accessible to people like that unless you achieve that skill by getting to that level.
Well, Crooklyn Clan wasn't the first to do this. I mean, if you think
Right,
about it,
right.
if you go back to the 80s, like with freestyle edits of stuff, like that was something that like somebody who had a PA system when they were DJing could do, but like it made it so like other DJs like on the 5 o'clock mix could play, you know what I'm saying? Lisa and Colt Jam or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? With a stuttered intro, like, you know, it's not I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't personally. I know you're a big fan of only playing the acapella over the instrumental.
I just think that's you should be able to do that if you want those sounds to come out of the equipment that you're standing in front of. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I get it. It kind of gauges your skills, but
You
the
know what I
difference
mean?
is that your average consumer who's getting drunk doesn't give a fuck,
And they
just
have
wanna
no
hear it.
idea.
They don't care. They don't
Man,
care.
I mean, I'm getting people requesting Sickick songs from me.
Oh.
They're basically coming up to me and they're saying, "Hey, listen, I saw this guy on TikTok and I think he does a better job than you. All you have to do is plug this in, play this.
They're like,
you don't
if
have
you
to
could-
do shit.
if
You
you-
can go sit down and get a sandwich. Just let this play."
And if you wouldn't mind putting on this mask so we don't have to look at your fucking ugly face, it's like, you know what? Can I wear the marshmallow one?
It's unbelievable.
It's wild.
But back to Jeremy Knight. Sorry.
I'll get it.
Jeremy Knight, sorry to steal your thunder.
Sorry. Yeah.
So you guys are sharing music. You're learning what the girls like, and you're shaping your sets around this. I'm imagining to play to an audience of diverse backgrounds.
Yeah, in college it was a lot more basic than it is in Texas Tech, especially. I mean, the format was a lot more easy to fit than when you come to like a city like Houston and you have so many different, you know.
Where is Texas
ethnicities
Tech?
and-
What city?
Texas Tech's in Lubbock, Texas.
Which is umpteen miles
West Texas.
West Texas.
Yeah, like 9 hours.
Gotcha.
Big as the
Gotcha.
state of Texas, it takes like 11 hours to
Big
go.
as a
Crazy,
motherfucker.
right?
It's a big fucking state.
Big place.
Big place. And a lot of different climates. El Paso, not very much like Houston,
That's true.
I gotta say.
What's the climate in El Paso?
Dry.
Dry.
Desert.
Yeah.
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 And how far is it, like 3-4 hours? How far is it?
Where-
Oh shoot, I
10?
don't know. Probably 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Now-
more sense.
How far do you have to drive west before you get out of this swamp that we're living in?
Would you count Austin as?
Well, we're gonna bypass that one.
Dolo's
Lot
not
of-
a big fan of Austin.
A lot of things I don't like in Austin.
He's not a big
What's
fan
next?
of
Can we
what's
dive
going
into
on in Austin.
But we've dabbled with it before. I mean,
Alright,
listen,
just top 3.
my top 3 reasons why I don't go there.
Yeah.
Liberals. Then I guess that's pretty much it. Really, it can kind of all encompass in one.
Anything else is basically a branch of the libs.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Which I was once at one point in time before they told me I wasn't able to work, and then I moved to the great state of Texas.
All right,
and I found God's
we
country.
can't get into the COVID talk. Remember we discussed this
You're right, you're
last
right. No
week?
more COVID
No
talk.
one wants to hear about COVID.
Yeah.
We
You're
don't
right,
even
you're right.
know
I'm
what
just
it is.
recovering. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. So yeah, but so Austin's dry, is what you're saying. If I got to Austin, it wouldn't be as humid.
Yeah, no, it's drier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fair to gauge. What's that, like 2 hours?
2.5.
All right. Maybe I'll go there one day, strategy, for that fucking
Bro.
thing you do.
I got Kill Tony coming up November 7th, baby.
Wait, you got booked?
I'm not booked on it, but I bought the tickets.
Okay, you got booked. Well, you booked your tickets.
I booked my tickets, yeah.
And are you going to enter again to do it?
I think so. I feel like I have to.
I still haven't got to see the episode where you were on it.
It's probably for
Stand
the
up.
best.
Oh, wait, stand up?
Have you ever seen Kill Tony?
No.
It's a show where they pick a name out of a bucket, and if you get chosen, you get to come up and do 1 minute of stand-up comedy, and then they judge you from there. It's like really, it's for comics. Most of the people signing up are comics.
But you
then,
do stand-up comedy as well?
No, I've never done it in
So
my
you're
life.
just going to, like, wing it?
Well,
He
I
did.
signed up for Kill
Okay.
Tony when I went, and I got picked, so I had to go up there and just bomb and just humiliate myself for 1 minute.
How pissed were all the like aspiring comics who this was their moment, and then you got drawn out of the hat, and they're like, "This fucking guy,
Some asshole.
this guy." But you know what? I haven't seen it yet, though. I want to see it, and I'm gonna see it one day. But the one episode I did
not
watch
great.
because they have a viewing party actually, him and his
Me and the
squad.
No Good Boys.
the
like
No
it.
Good Boys.
It's like they got like a cult following. Like Kill Tony is like
Okay.
it's the best.
It was pretty good. I watched it, and it was pretty good. And that one guy bombed so hard that I'm thoroughly convinced on my worst day I would do better than him. I might have to go with you and throw my name in the hat.
It's
just
a
for
little
shits
more
and giggles.
nerve wracking than you think.
Oh,
bro.
I'm sure it is.
You stand up on that stage and you're looking at people who are just looking at you,
Chomping at the bit.
waiting for you to make something come out of your mouth that they enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So did you like have a bit rehearsed at all?
I did, and when I got up, all I could say to myself was, "Just say the words." Just say the words. I was like going so slow. You could tell how nervous I was. I'm talking
high,
so
though?
slow. I was not high. No,
Okay.
I couldn't even get high before. I was like, I would freak out if I was high before doing that.
yeah. I
Just
could imagine.
ghost.
I
Just
was
that light beating on you.
Yeah,
You're just like
yeah.
standing there with the mic,
you-
sweating.
like you'd have an Eminem moment.
For
That's like
sure.
that's what happened to Eminem. You just can't say anything.
can't
You
choke.
just choke. Yeah.
Did you drink any alcohol?
I did have some drinks. I think we took 2 shots before, and because we were all nervous that we were going to get called because we all signed up.
Right.
So
I feel like I would have to be borderline shit tanked to go up there and kill it.
it definitely would have helped.
I feel like when you're drunk, you really don't care, and when you don't care, things come out of your mind.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Those are the most fun. Those are the best. You know, kicking it with the boys, throwing back some brews, having a good time. You're laughing. You're saying funny shit.
There
that's
it
when
is.
that's when you're at your best.
That's college.
That's college, and we're back. So you see how this goes. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes things go a little bit off the rail, but we get back to it. So you're DJing in college. You're giving the people what they want. And at what point do you decide this is something I really want to do, rather than this is something I can make some extra cash?
Well, after college, I moved to Houston for a job and started working here in engineering. And then after a while, I was kind of like, why can't I just DJ on the weekends again? Because that was easy money.
You
And
missed
that was
DJing.
fun.
Oh, you just
And it
missed the
was-
money.
No, like
You just missed.
He's like, fuck,
that was
working
easy
hard.
money.
Why can't I get back to DJing?
I like playing. I love the music. I love playing. You know, making the emotions happen, like for people's nights.
For
No,
sure.
yeah,
You know?
there's definitely something, because that's why I was wondering if you miss DJing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're
I
not
did.
doing it,
Yeah, there was
then-
a point in time, like for a year, and I would make mixes and stuff, but then I missed it, and then so that's when I started like looking to see where in Houston I could DJ. You know,
What
who
year
would
is
take
this?
me.
We're talking.
2012, 2013.
Okay. So this is during the EDM boom.
Yeah. yeah.
Did that hit down here like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was nowhere you could hide from the EDM boom.
Yeah. No, couldn't hide. Chainsmokers. all
Chain
those
smokers
guys.
were everywhere.
So
So-
we started at. I met Keelan, who you've had on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Keelan for real. Shout out.
What up,
boy.
Keelan?
Met him at Kung Fu on Washington.
Kung Fu has been there for 10 years?
It's been there for a long time.
Wow.
Really?
So Keelan was like the first, I think, Friday night DJ at Kung Fu in the city.
Okay.
And he ran Friday nights there for for a lot of years. I don't remember how many, but when I met him, we linked up, and he started letting me tag team with him on Fridays at Kung Fu. So we would do every single Friday, and that's where we just sort of like built this camaraderie. And then he started being like, yo, I got a lot of other gigs that are coming our way, like let's try and figure out a way to like be able to handle all these gigs. It's like, we need more DJs, we need like more dudes to link up with. So
you became part of the squad, basically.
yeah, he had this idea like to call the DJs inner loop, because he always wanted to DJ at the spots within the loop, because they were like the more
I'm talking this
spots.
610.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's what inner loops actually based off of.
Okay, that makes
610
sense.
clubs. Yeah.
Keep you out of the bombshells and the other
The outer loop.
the outer loop. Yeah,
Stay
I
away
mean,
from the outer loop.
there's got to be a outer loop DJ commission, you know, right? For every action, there's a reaction.
For every inner
right?
loop, there's an outer loop.
Exactly. Well,
There you
anyhow, so you're doing it at what point? Because I don't know if you mentioned this, you are also part owner in a nightlife establishment, correct?
Yeah, that kind of fell into my lap. We were doing good with like the DJ business idea, and then all of a sudden Keelan got the bright idea that he was like, we should open up a bar and a restaurant, and I'm like, all right.
So for all you aspiring idiots out there who don't get it, you just fucking do it.
You just fucking
Yeah.
do it.
Let me add some color to that.
Color away.
Color it up.
Color dog. So after meeting him at Kung Fu, we moved in. I moved into his townhome so we could start like collabing on stuff and just working at it. And he goes, "Hey, want to make a bar restaurant?" I said, at first I was kind of hesitant actually, so I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, I don't know, maybe.
It's a scary investment.
Yeah, but then once the place started being built, I went and I was like, all right, I have to get into this. So I got in with him, but a bunch of other friends got in together.
So pretty much everyone that started, can we say that? We can say that. Yeah, everyone that started Bell Station was kind of homies beforehand.
Yeah, we were all friends.
Okay, tight.
Yeah. We had like a couple outside investors too, but we were all just like a group of friends that would go like party at, what was that place? Capitol Bar Sundays. Like,
What year is
Proof.
this we're talking? When did this?
2012 to like 2015.
2015 is when Bell started.
December 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, are all the same people still ownership, or are they kind of some of them went different directions, or is everybody still involved with Bell?
Yeah, I mean, you want to sign this NDA first?
Well, I got you.
Kidding.
Is it more
I'm
of
just
like
kidding,
a
I'm
silent
kidding.
investor kind of thing?
No, there's been some movement, but most of the original are still
That's
part of
tight.
it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Still
That's
part
awesome.
of it in different capacities, right?
Yeah.
Some people have moved out of state, some people but without getting too much into it.
Right. And
And still a good group of owners and good group of friends.
for
So,
sure. That's dope as fuck.
And at this
Yeah.
point, you're civil engineering
Right.
and you're
DJing.
DJing and you're opening Bell Station.
And we're opening Bell Station.
When do you sleep?
When do you sleep? But also, how far, just to get the complete timeline here, you meet Keelan at Kung Fu and start DJing there.
Right.
What year is that? And then Bell is-
2012.
Okay, so it's like 3 years
Mhm.
in the making, this whole thing right here.
Right.
Okay. That's
Pretty quick. That's pretty quick. I've been DJing almost 20 years, and I'm just starting to explore the idea of potentially getting into wanting to be a part owner in a nightlife establishment. Because honestly, seeing so many come and so many go, it's a scary investment.
Mm-hmm.
I got to, maybe not for you because it was kind of like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe it was because you hadn't been around them as long to maybe not even like think of the idea that it could be such a risky investment. Or
I never imagined the idea, thought about the idea until he came home one day and was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I was like, "Yeah,
there it
whatever,
is.
let's do it, I guess." And yeah, no, so like I said, kind of fell into my lap, but I was ready and poised to help, like project it forward,
For sure. And you
With
seem to
my
be an
engineering
intelligent guy.
background,
I mean, you
so-
graduated early, clearly, so you know what you're doing. You make educated
Yeah.
decisions. You looked into the now from what I'm learning, and we could talk. They have like a business pack. What do they call this?
A business pack?
Yeah, where they kind of show you like the projection and
Oh,
build
like
out and everything.
Business plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
business
business plan, but
Well,
there's
like a name for. They give like a PDF usually that has all these things.
yeah, that tries to sell you, like, if you're thinking about investing, they'll give you this it's like a EPK for a business.
Exactly. I can't think of the name of it.
What
I
the
can't think
fuck
of the
is
name
it?
of it either.
But yeah, so exploring are
the
you
business profile or like the
something like that? The
Yeah,
World Commer will hit up
financials.
It's
Cutswell.
gonna come, yeah.
'Cause
and I'll
he
be
definitely
first
knows.
tomorrow. He
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
all about
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Express the idea. Have you invested in any other businesses since then?
So we actually were one of the partners wanted to build some bars up in Washington D.C. because that's where he moved, and so we started the plans. We were actually going to do a Bell Station 2 in Washington D.C. on U Street.
Oh, that'd be dope. I've never been to DC, but I gotta imagine.
Apparently, U Street's like their Washington Avenue up in D.C.
Okay.
That's tight.
Yeah. So he got a lease up there. That's the most important part is just being able to get the lease.
Now, is it difficult with getting with what you say getting the leases?
Yeah.
Getting the licensing, because I know in Chicago it's like you got to jump through hoops of fire to get
You
a
got to
fucking
jump
liquor
through
license.
hoops.
Investment deck.
Investment deck. There we go.
Investment deck.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
it is.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. You came back.
I got it.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Sorry. So you're
Yeah.
opening Bell Station 2 in Washington potentially.
Potentially, then COVID hits, so that investment goes sour. So the plans were scrapped and things changed, and they did end up opening up out there the place called Elements. Haven't checked it out yet, but I do want to. But it's like 4-story bar right in the heart of DC.
And they opened that post-COVID or pre-COVID?
So they opened it post-COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and it's kind of a good thing that you guys didn't launch Bell right before COVID hit, because a lot of new companies or new nightlife establishments weren't able to survive through that. You know, places that were established and had some money back up for it, they could make it through. But the ones that had just opened, I feel bad for them, because when you push everything into it and then you don't get any return for 6 months or however long it is until they open.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like just like that timing, just the timing of when you do it, because you can have a great idea, you can have, I mean, everything you need to make a successful business, but then what happens with timing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not eligible for certain things when you just opened up and then a pandemic hits and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a volatile world, but you learn a lot, right? You learn about skills. Like I've learned about more of the economics and financial shit that I'd ever want to know, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just kind of have to learn it, because that's what, you know, makes the place successful and able to keep running.
You learned it. Now you're saying it's something you learned as you went, or you took business classes?
Well,
as you were going
one of the guys is a business teacher and an economics professor.
Okay.
So he just kind of like taught us.
He gave you the
along
game.
the way. Yeah, basically.
That's what's up.
So, and I picked it up.
It's
That's
all
dope.
about your fucking network, baby.
Hell
It's all
yeah.
about
You know what
who
the most
who you
important
got
thing
around
is? The most important thing is to write it down, or like type it out. You know, save notes.
What's
Yeah.
it? When you say write it down,
The game.
what's it?
The
The
game
game.
that's given to you by the business
game that's
professor.
given to you in your
Okay.
conversations in
Okay.
life.
I mean, listen, I'm the same way. I always take notes when somebody says something, because I have a shit memory because I've done a lot of drugs. But what I will say is I got to get better on organizing my notes, because I'll be like, fuck, I wrote that down. And I'll go through this list of like 50 random
And it's like chicken
things.
scratch. It's
Yeah,
like
it'll
one
be like-
thing
one
to
will
make
be
you
like a
remember
fucking list of-
something else.
of food I need to get from the grocery store. Then the next one will be like the secret to life, and then,
Yeah.
so on, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree 100%. I'm all about taking
And then
little
write
notes.
shit down.
Yeah, I feel like any success I've ever had in my life is come partly, at least, from listening to somebody who had what I wanted, right?
Mhm.
Like somebody that was DJing at a place I wanted to DJ at. If they told me something, I took their advice and it worked.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was y'all's first DJ gigs or careers? How did they start, as far as like, you know, your humble beginnings? Kind of like, where's your kung fu in the equation?
Strategy was big on the bar mitzvahs.
I was big in the bar mitzvah
Nice.
circuit. North Side Chicago bar mitzvah DJ. You know, a lot of Sean Kingston.
But how
A
did
lot of
it
Black
come
Eyed
about?
Peas.
How did it come about?
I got into DJing. I was making beats. I used to make hip hop beats, and somebody that I sold beats to in Chicago needed a DJ. The guy that was DJing for him left to start playing in the clubs and like making real money and becoming a DJ instead of some hip hop show. You know, not that that's a terrible thing because that's where I started, but you'd much rather want to be a nightclub DJ. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this guy needed a DJ, and this was at the time that controllers had just came out and shit. And he was like, "Bro, you can get like one of these little
Like
things
the Hercules?
yeah, like a little. I bought this little like
Do you remember which one I was?
Newmark something
Newmark.
with little
Everybody
jog
says
wheels
Plastic
on it,
buttons.
plastic. Yeah, and I bought that, and I remember like staying up all fucking night till the sun came up, just fucking around on that thing. And I was like, okay,
Did you start with Serato?
yeah, it was definitely Serato. And I was like, I can't do what I want to do. Like I've mastered this thing already. I need some real shit. Like I'm ready. I want to
Yeah.
really do this, you know? So then I started DJing from there.
Mine was a little different. I like grew up wanting to be a mixtape DJ. That was like my thing. Like as a kid in like the '90s, going to flea markets and buying mixtapes and stuff, being like, this shit is dope. Like the production side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to like not just mix two records, but like conceptualize like mixtapes that like had like themes and stuff like that.
Right.
That was like dope to me. So I got attacked by a pit bull when I was like 14, and I got a settlement check when I turned 18, and I bought my first set of turntables. And then from there, I started making mixtapes and was selling them at flea markets and not really fucking making any money. And then Napster became a thing, and nobody was
Napster.
buying nobody.
Rare Share?
Yeah, Rare Share, LimeWire, all that.
LimeWire.
People just stopped using mixtapes to get music because you could just get your own music and just fucking
Right.
make your own CD. So then I started getting into the nightclubs, and then rest is history.
I mean, how good of an investment is that? What'd you spend? You got a settlement
So I
check?
got
How much you spend?
I got
on
$9,500.
And how's your arm?
We're still here. I mean, you can't really see the scars. They're underneath the tattoos, but we're alive, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change
That's
a thing.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah. I got $9,500. I bought turntables. I bought two Newmark 1650s and like a 950 Newmark mixer. Shitty stuff, but played records on them, whatever. This is pre Serato. There was no Serato in those days, but
Right.
For
And
then
DJ or
I-
just like
It's records.
playing records,
Vinyl.
records, vinyl records, real vinyl records.
Like CDs.
Yeah, but in the hip hop game, like CDs were looked at like, oh, you're a bitch
Yeah.
if you're on CDs. Like house
Real
guys,
vinyls,
yeah,
yeah.
real vinyls, yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have all my vinyl collection.
He's got like 17, 18 records.
17, 18, yeah, something like that. A little bit more than that, but yeah, I still got mine. And I've been talking to Cosmo about doing a like a pop up one of these days for our throwback party.
Okay.
And doing all vinyl night, but that's another thing. But yeah, and then the other thing I bought was a car, and the car got impounded within like 2 months. So the
But that is the
turntables
best-
are better investments.
That's the
Yeah.
best investment because now that's how you make all your money was DJing. You
Yeah.
invested in yourself.
Yeah.
And
You know
don't y'all
what I
do
mean?
like car stuff too?
Yeah, I do car stuff, but that's like just for fun. Like that's what I waste my money on, basically. But it's a passion for sure, nonetheless.
Yeah. Lowriders, right?
Lowriders, yes
Yeah.
sir, yes sir. I build them.
that's
I'm actually building another one right now, so it's sucking me fucking dry. But you got to do it if you love it, you know.
That's right.
For sure.
And
Do you have hobbies outside of DJing? Or?
Nothing like concussing yourself in a vehicle.
Strategy's not a big fan of the lowriders. He's he's like the neurotic Jew. It's too bouncy. Make it stop bouncing. Jesus.
That's hilarious.
That's him.
I mean, other hobbies, I guess, would just be playing soccer,
Okay.
boxing,
Boxing's dope.
Oh yeah.
running. I ran in college as well. I ran track and cross country.
Nice.
Did
You was it something you took pretty serious? It was like
Yeah.
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 My girl did cross country, and her knees are shot. She's convinced it's from the cross country. Did you have any similar experience?
Yes and no. I mean, we didn't always run on the hard like roads and stuff, we would during cross country season we'd be running the grass and the dirt a lot and the trails, and so no, I mean you weren't as hard
Are
on
you
your
from
knees.
Houston originally, or where was this?
In Lubbock, in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so where Texas is where you're from? That's your hometown.
No, hometown is California, Woodland Hills,
Okay,
and then
that's
I'm
just north of LA.
yeah, like northwest.
Northwest,
in the
okay.
valley.
Cool.
And then we moved to Dallas when I was in like 3rd grade, so I was pretty much raised in Dallas.
So
I went to-
Dallas is a cool city. I fuck with Dallas.
Flower Mound, Marcus area.
Okay, not too familiar with the areas, but I
Yeah.
enjoy.
Have you
going-
heard of Grapevine? South Lake.
I mean, I know Bottle Blonde Houston or Bottle Blonde Dallas. I know where that's at,
Which is
for sure.
in Deep
That's
Ellum.
downtown,
That's
Deep Ellum. Yeah.
Bellum.
So yeah, like 30 minutes
And
outside.
I had a buddy who moved to Allen, Texas. I think it's Allen. Is that a north suburb?
I think so.
Or
Allen,
Plano.
yeah.
Plano.
Plano's a north suburb. Yeah.
That's what it is. Plano.
Yeah.
Wait, so I have a question about
What's up?
being a DJ that is opening a nightclub or restaurant or
Bro, that's a cheat code, dude.
A place. You feel like you know a lot
Well,
just from DJing, right? Like, cause
right.
me and him talk about this all the time. Like, we've been around so long, we've seen a million shitty managers, a couple good ones, and then you kind of understand what makes the club operate at its highest level
For sure.
Right.
from being around it so often.
Right. And the most important part is the sound system, right?
Well, I would say it's definitely important because, you know, a lot of places like to cut that corner. They're like, as long as music's playing, no one really gives a shit.
Right.
But when you go to when you go to a nightclub that has a good sound system versus a bad one, even if you're not an audiologist and don't know exactly what the difference is,
Yeah.
you know that like you have a better time. It feels fresher. It feels cleaner.
and-
almost.
And we and like the way we looked at it when we opened up Bell was we were like, we want to play because we're going to play there. We want to play on the best sound system that we could possibly buy.
For sure.
Just even if this business doesn't work out, we had fun. Like,
Absolutely.
You know, we threw down on like something that we were able to acquire, to build.
Yeah.
It
And-
sounds great in there. For
Yeah.
sure. It
Yeah.
does sound good. And the fact that it's still, is that the same system you guys started with?
Same
Or-
system we started. We've added like some accent speakers, the
Mhm.
monitors and stuff like that. But that's been the most fun part, in my opinion, about doing the bar stuff and being a part of that and having that DJ background to know like this is how it needs to sound and this is how it needs to be presented and stuff.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, because good sound also affects the patron's experience. You know what I mean?
Right,
You got a
right.
shitty sound system that's way overdoing the highs, and you don't have enough lows, and you got to turn it up even louder to really feel it, and it's blowing out your eardrums, and it's hard to talk to somebody. If you have
Right.
a good sound system, the music can be loud and have its presence on people while they're still able to have a conversation because the sub is hitting right,
Right.
and the highs are coming in at the right thing.
A lot of
it's
people-
tuned up, and
A lot of people don't know that shitty quality music and the white noise in music can fatigue your ears.
It does,
And so
for
when
sure.
people go out, they'll be like, this is just like, they don't realize that like it's annoying them. It's making them cringe, you know? So they're just like, they're not saying, oh, this music sounds like shit. You know, the system sounds like shit. I need to go to a different place. But if I think back to like going out outside of just DJing, like whenever I would go to Studio Paris, I always felt like the system was so clean.
like welcoming
Like
almost.
so, and they would tune that thing like every fucking 2 weeks.
And that's important. You have to constantly tune the system.
For sure.
You have to. I mean, just like you maintain the AC, you have to maintain the sound, and you have to maintain the lights, and you have to maintain the gear.
And
Let's
air,
talk about.
air conditioning is important, very important.
Let's talk about the damage that gets done to the Pioneer Nexus 2.
Let's talk
And
about
the
it,
Pioneer-
Wreck Dick. Oh, sorry.
Oh shit!
No, I'm just
Damn,
kidding.
whoa,
I'm just
chill.
kidding. I only did that because you did it last
We gotta
time.
bleep it. We gotta bleep it. He actually bought a mixer.
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Like,
they take a beating,
They do
especially in
take a-
places that are open 6-7 days a week with DJs. I
and
mean,
DJs are beating the shit out of them with crab scratching and
And we're drunk.
flaring, and we're drunk.
wing
and
sauce on your fingers.
Women are in the DJ booth knocking things over.
Yeah, those mixers get beat up, man. But I was having this conversation with Thomas because we have a beat up ass mixer. And
Thomas
I'm like,
is our light tech.
Yeah, he's a
At,
sound
Bottle?
guy.
Yeah. He
Cool.
does light
And,
tech.
and it's been 2 years. I'm like, that's a good run on this mixer.
It
Like
is.
we've made a lot of money off of it. It's fucking provided sound for all these nights where all these people buying bottles. And
Yeah.
it's been 2 years of that, and it's held up. But it's beat, man. It's time for a new one. Like those things get worked, bro.
Well, you know,
every night.
Yeah, bro.
Some days, Saturdays, there's a DJ from noon until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
Well,
Like, those
we're
things
open-
take a beating.
They're open 7 days a week. So, and yeah, like nobody wants to intentionally fuck up the mixers, but like just that fucking beating on them, it just it takes a toll. But
The energy on them that sells the bottles.
exactly,
100%.
Bro.
exactly. That's a
just the wear
very
and tear.
important piece of machinery.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the energy passing through that mixer that's going into the crowd, that's creating the atmosphere for the people that you want to spend the money. You know what I'm
You
saying?
make it sound so magical.
Something's got to get beat up in the process.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's the
true.
mixer. You know what I mean?
But shout out to Pioneer for
And the
creating-
bathrooms.
Oh, and the bathrooms. Well, a good bathroom attendant.
Dolo knows all.
Yo, hey, listen.
This guy blow up
I'm
any
just making
fucking
sure that-
bathroom.
Look-
His whole thing is a patented I shit after I DJ.
That's my move. But here's the thing, like to maintain a good toilet, you have to use it. It's almost like if you think about like a car, like they say don't winterize your car or your motorcycle, like you got to keep cold starting it to keep it working properly. A good toilet works the same way.
I could see that. I
You
feel
don't
like,
want your pipes rusted.
yeah, I feel like the same for the body. You know what I mean? If you don't use it, it's gonna wither away.
That's for sure.
You gotta fucking stay working out and fucking.
So yeah, you've been on this like workout grind, right?
He's
How
been
long-
watching-
How long
bro.
going? How long going now?
It's probably been like 3 years.
That's good.
About 3 years.
Goggins is watching.
Goggins is watching, baby. It's just too good not to do.
What's
it's
Goggins?
too good. David Goggins is like an ex Navy SEAL, insane
Oh, he does like
dude
YouTube
on the internet.
videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says stay hard.
His whole thing is stay hard. Stay
Every
hard.
time I see that, I say I should get Cialis.
Does that blue pill pop up on
The
your,
blue
on
chew?
your window
The
all of a
blue-
sudden? What the?
Yo, I gotta admit, they got some good advertising. Whoever's doing the marketing for Blue Chew, they make some hilarious.
Where are you seeing their ads? Like on TV?
I follow Amber Rose, and I don't know. She sells like
I love how that was like a confession.
whatever fucking Blue Chew spinoff she's selling. I saw one today that was like an ad on her page, and it was like some chick like laying in bed, and the guy's like wakes her up. He's like, "Baby," it's like made pretty cheaply, but just like from someone's phone,
Like
right?
a funny skit.
Yeah. And this girl has the fattest ass. And like she jumps up and she's like, "What?" And all I really saw was her ass. And then I'm like wondering what's this about. But it sold me, so I bought 4 packages.
You're lying.
No, I'm just kidding. I did watch it 4
That
times.
was a
though.
good aside.
That was.
Oh,
I
that's
did
great.
watch it 4 times. But yeah, I mean, is it
Sex
really
sells.
hard to? I feel like dick pills sell themselves as well. If they could sell horny goat weed at a gas station and make a profit, and I gotta imagine they're making a profit because they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those things. Like, if you tell a guy that this will fix his dick problem, it's like, no matter what amount of money it
Take
is,
my
it
money.
doesn't matter. I'll try it once at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
Well, good thing we don't have that problem, right, guys?
You're right. We got
for
Cialis
yourself. No, I'm just-
prescriptions. We don't have that problem. Oh boy, I think it all boils down to your health, though.
does.
it's
Strategy-
tied in.
Hold on,
It's
yeah.
You get
tied
better
in.
boners
It's
since you've
tied
been
in.
working out.
when I'm healthy and I'm eating right and I'm exercising and I'm not masturbating as much, because that'll kind of affect you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real deal that people don't talk about. Is that jerking off affects your erections, and if you
All right.
jerk off too much, you don't get a good boner.
Well,
that's
it's
a
bad
fact.
for your. It's bad for your
Libido?
brain, right?
Or-
It's bad for your brain because
There-
it's like an addiction, kind of like
100%.
vape pens or
For sure, it's like a
100%.
vape pen for your dick,
A vape pen is masturbating for your mouth.
or that. It's however you look at it.
Vaping is masturbating of the mouth.
Yo, I was.
it's dirty. Yeah,
It's dirty.
It's bad for you. It's bad for your brain.
It is bad for you, and everybody talks about how healthy it is, and it's
Who
healthy.
says how healthy it is?
I mean, Dr. Phil or somebody, I'm sure said
come
it's
on,
healthy to jerk
come
off.
on.
I mean, it's natural, right? But
oh, you're talking jerking off. I thought you were talking vaping.
no.
Yeah.
I'm talking jerk.
I think here's the thing. I think it is healthy if you're doing it when needed.
Vaping?
Why are you holding on to Jeremy so tight right
masturbation.
now? While you talk about masturbation, you're making him
If
uncomfortable.
you just jerk off when you actually are horny and want to, and like you're just like, this feeling's here and I'm gonna go with it and then get rid of it, that's cool. But it's unhealthy when you're just bored and
Or you're hungover and you're like, I'm just gonna jerk my way out of this. You know? No, it's I have way more energy when I don't jerk off. Like just throughout the day in general. It's a fact.
this is I don't know if you've ever watched a full episode, but this is a pretty common topic on the show.
I mean, I think it's a topic that should be talked about.
It should be talked
that
about.
it is a problem. I mean, there's a website called Your Brain on Porn.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Let's
should
talk
check,
about it.
You should check it out.
I haven't-
it's probably really bad.
Cliff Notes.
Your brain on porn is probably not a good thing.
Cliff Notes is it tells you about all the different like chemical, social, all that stuff that imbalances that it causes.
Well, I know that they say
It's pretty educational.
if
It's pretty
if,
cool.
if for single people, if you jerk off, you're not as likely to be able to go up and talk to women or people of the opposite sex or whatever have you. That's something I remember hearing about because I've done some research on it before because I'd noticed a difference in my own like in the way I feel as far as like almost like I won't say depression, but like
You can get a masturbation depression 100%.
I think that's a thing, and I've researched it, and I couldn't find much information on it, which leads me to believe that it's conspiracy that they just want you to watch porn. But I'm telling you, if you jerk off too much, it'll depress you.
100%. Because you're just doing it because that's what I was saying. If you're doing it because it's a real feeling inside of you, then that's fine. But if you're just doing it because you're bored or you're anxious or like you're just trying to get that little dopamine hit, even though you don't
That's
really
exactly
want
what
it,
it's
but you're
just
looking
dopamine.
for it.
Yeah, just like the mouth masturbating.
Yeah, exactly. Or binge eating. I mean, people that binge eat, they get depressed as fuck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We all have struggles and we all, battle those struggles. So,
100%.
but it does need to be more talked about.
It should
'cause
be talked
you won't
about 'cause
fix it in your own life till you talk about it.
Exactly. You don't fix it in your own life. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the two are connected. Like you could feel like shit and you're just jerking off a lot because you have heard your whole life that jerking off is healthy. Oh, masturbating's healthy. So you like convince yourself that it is and you don't know that it's fucking you up.
Right.
That's why we got to talk about it.
Because there's someone watching right now who's
100%.
masturbating.
At the moment.
Easily, if they're watching me, they're masturbating, right? And I'm just here to tell you, put your dick away. It's not good for you.
Unless you're really feeling it.
Unless you're really
what you saw
feeling this
really
ensemble I got right now.
triggered a true
I mean, that's your
emotion.
opinion, but
Strategy's like still fighting for it. He's like, unless but it's okay. Like a few times a day,
Right.
It's all right.
Twice is fine, bro. It's not a big deal.
Twice is my threshold. If I go twice, I'm depressed. That's for sure.
100%.
I can't do twice. When I was younger, whatever, 8 times a day, no big deal.
When you were younger, it was strictly for sport.
It was tricky. You're like, this is what this thing's for? I got to make up for the lost time. The last 14 years, I haven't touched this thing. I need to go
sport, that's hilarious.
straight up.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. So, but back to the timeline.
We got to go straight there. So now you're owning an establishment. You're still DJing, right?
That's
and
right.
you're also civil engineering.
That's right.
You're saving the bats. You're just a jack of all trades. When do you find time to play soccer?
Sundays.
Sundays. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
After church, before church, just depends.
You're a church guy?
Yeah, I go to church.
That's dope. I went to church Monday, had my baby baptized.
That's
How
awesome.
was that?
It was a big day. It was a big experience.
awesome.
We went back to Chicago, had the fam. It was great.
Did you get Portillo's?
I didn't get Portillo's.
You didn't get
Fucking
Portillo's.
didn't get Portillo's.
What's Portillo's?
Didn't get Portillo's.
It's food.
Sandwich shop.
It's a
fast food.
It's
like
a fast
hot
food,
dogs,
hot dogs,
Hot
Italian
dogs.
beef,
Okay.
sausages, these kind
Yeah,
of things.
my wife and I have yet to go to Chicago, but we really want to.
Man, you got to
You
go
should.
to
The
Chicago.
food is, and I remember it all the time, but then I forget about it sometimes when I'm down here for a while and I get adjusted to eating mediocre food, and then I go back home and I'm like, wow.
What's your favorite place to eat in Houston?
In Houston?
Yeah.
Probably Pinkertons. That's my
Okay.
favorite.
What about
Pinkertons
after the club?
after the club?
When you eat after the club?
There's
we're
only
on
two
health right
options.
now, but
I try not to, only because of the fact that like
Go
in the
straight
morning
to
I
the
feel like
hips.
shit. Well, yeah, that too. But like I just like if I eat a bunch of food when I'm drunk and I go home and I go to sleep and I wake up, I feel like shit. Like
Yeah.
absolute shit. I feel worse like from eating food at night than I do from drinking.
1,000% same. If
Hmm.
I max at night, I will wake up feeling so shitty. If I just drank and had a good time and then go to sleep, I'll wake up fine, bro.
So I thank
yeah.
God that I don't have a favorite diner like I did in Chicago to go to every night after my set. But I do fuck with that Durango truck that's in the parking lot of Hart. If you ever had it, they got really good gorditas.
Is that it's like the South American mix?
No, it's just like
It's the one
It's just-
where you could see through the
like a
glass.
truck.
They like show the meat off on display as if it's like selling it to
it
you.
says Durango on it right there.
Okay.
It's
No, I
fire.
haven't
It's
seen it.
fire.
That's
It's real good. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
And that's about it. The only one I could think of. That we went to that Euro truck and got sick, so that's
I
out.
won't be doing that one again.
Cats is dope, but it's like too far. I live the opposite direction, so it's like if I go all the way,
Yeah,
there,
it's too far.
back.
Yeah.
I'm a suburban dad.
Cats
you know?
in the Heights is the shit though.
Okay. Have you
Way
ever
better.
been to Mize in Midtown?
No.
Yeah, the
It's a
Vietnamese spot.
It's a Vietnamese spot. That place is open till the wee hours of the night.
Is that right?
You can go get some health.
You
food
have
on.
been there
It's
actually
good.
because Fawn took me there and I took you there after.
Oh yes. The sit down place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually fire.
Yeah.
I
I
used
fuck
to go
with
there
Vietnamese
all the
food.
time.
The
before
garlic
DJing,
beef, right?
After DJing garlic beef. Yeah.
Oh, the garlic beef.
I miss
Let's
those
go.
Vietnamese sandwiches. I haven't had one in a long time.
Fawn's?
Yeah.
No. I don't know if he took me to actually a dope spot. Close to Midtown. Might have been in Midtown. That was like just
Oh,
sandwiches.
dim sum. He took you for the dim sum.
No, that was not
fire-ass
Vietnamese.
dim
That
sum.
was fucking terrible. God damn. And I ate it like fucking brutally hungover. Like, you know those hangovers where you're like, I'm going to throw up at any moment? And then he ordered me like some poached quail egg, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking throw up on you. It was bad.
But you should give dim sum a fair chance.
Maybe one day with a sober stomach
Yeah.
that I
you're
could
scarred.
just enjoy it. But I don't know, man. Strategy wasn't feeling either, and he was not hungover.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, bro. You're gonna change your life when you start eating those papaya pills.
Okay, we're gonna let's talk to the people about papaya pills.
If we, if we're teaching,
If we're talking about jerking off and shit and all this stuff, let's get into it. So
If you have problems with your stomach,
I do.
Like myself, sometimes depending on what you eat, you know.
well, now I'm terrified because I take Pepto-Bismol almost on the daily,
Oh.
and I just found out that it's not good for you if you eat it that much.
What is the side effect of taking it daily?
He said it's calcium supplements. So
I think it's
oh,
like
you
I think
said
there's
it
a
was
lot.
bad for you?
I'm not a doctor, right? But
well, you're a
You're
civil
pretty
engineer, so
trustworthy,
you're the
though.
closest thing on the couch right
You're
now.
a civil engineer. You're a DJ. You're a business owner.
right.
You got a lot going on. I'll take your advice.
all right. Well, I just feel like Pepto-Bismol, I believe, and like the Pepsid AC and all those, they have a lot of calcium, right? And too much calcium, definitely Tums has a lot of calcium, can give you like kidney stones, and you don't want those.
Yeah, my mom had kidney stones.
You got to piss
I
those
remember.
out. Is that how that works,
mean,
or
or
is
you
that a
know.
different bladder?
There's only
That's
one
what
way
I've heard.
out.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. They
Pass
dissolve them a
You
little
go
bit,
past them.
but you still have to piss out
That's
like pebbles.
my worst nightmare. That's literally my worst nightmare is passing something through my pee hole that's not just pee.
Like, have you ever like woke up and like you go to pee and like I don't know what's going on, but it just doesn't come out and it hurts like a motherfucker?
Yeah.
Now imagine that with a fucking rock in your dick
See,
hole.
that's not something. That's the most traumatizing, terrifying, frightening event I could think of.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's like
Yeah.
next to being eaten by a shark.
So that's why you should eat papaya pills.
Okay, papaya pills. So, I mean,
so papaya pills will just sort of like regulate your digestive
system.
fluids, enzymes, whatever. It'll just help you kind of keep it regulated, and as more of a supplement than a medicine.
Is it
I
going to
like
help
that.
with his flow? He has a heavy flow. Yeah.
Can't speak to the flow, but
Yeah, he's talking about my rapping
why
skills.
don't you let me know how it works out for
talking
you?
about my rapping skills.
He has a heavy
I'm gonna try it because I'm looking for anything that can help at this point.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, I'm like a guy going into the fucking gas station to get
How,
goat
how
weed.
old are you again?
I'm 37.
37. Okay, I'm trailing behind you 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
But things get different. He just got into the 30s game, so he's still cracking jokes.
I'm still cracking, and my back now.
He is cracking his back with the roller. That's
Bro,
a
that's
tough
a
sign.
cheat code.
Yeah.
Rolling your back out on the roller.
Yeah.
I've been on that
man.
now for about 6 months, and I can't.
You build up all your stress sometimes in your shoulders and your back.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
especially DJing, or if you use
Oh,
headphones
that's-
like me.
that's
and I'm
true.
looking like this, like, that
yeah,
shit
DJing destroys your posture.
for
It
sure.
really
DJing,
does.
I think
It
we
really
need
does.
to we need to spread the word, and we need to enlighten young DJs so that they don't have the back problems that we
Well,
have.
here's something you can relate to. How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3".
Yeah.
So your average DJ booth is not made for a man who's 6'3".
No.
Because I'm
Very
6'1",
true.
and I have enough problems with like most places having these fucking short booths that were made for
You're
a
hunched
5'3" DJ on a milk crate. You know what I'm saying? I think that we need to have like, now most of the places I regular at like Bell Station and Bottled, I don't have this problem. Well, Bottled, if they don't put it on the fucking stands, they have like risers for one of their DJ
Yeah.
booths. But
It's quite the intricate setup of
I
that.
think a riser should be more like of a standard in nightclubs, like an adjustable base for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're on that thing for fucking 4 hours, that's a long time to be hunched over. Your knees start hurting because like you're fucking kind of buckling your knees to lean forward. Your back hurts.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
shit. Like even like the pads for the feet, because like
You gotta like hang your hand down farther just to reach.
that's what I'm saying. It's out, and people are like, oh, these fucking crybaby DJs. Woo-hoo. I fucking bust my hands up welding every day.
I have
All
a
right.
funny story about that. So, I never thought I'd be too short for a DJ booth
Until you
and-
DJed after Shaq.
until I opened for Shaq.
Was that who it was? How
It's
did I
Sakai.
know it? I've heard that before, people before.
Yeah.
DJ Diesel, baby.
He definitely
DJ
has a
Diesel.
riser on the rider, right?
So I showed up.
Cinder blocks, I think.
I showed up and they had said on the rider, yeah, like it was gonna be a elevated DJ booth, and I was like, all right, whatever. They're gonna have like a little pull away little stool for me to stand on. They didn't have the pull away stool. They're like, you're tall, right? You're 6'3". I'm like,
What are you DJing?
so I show up and I'm like literally like up to my elbows like this. I
awesome.
was just the right height, but my shoulders did get like really tired, from like DJing like this, and I never, that's the only time I'll probably ever experience that.
yeah.
But then he shows up and it's like too low for him still. So it was,
The guy's like a monster, right?
yeah, he's pretty big.
7
But everything you would expect from, interacting with him for 10 seconds,
Please check.
you'd be like, that's exactly what I would expect.
Yeah?
Like there's no surprises. He is who he is. He's cool.
He's a good dude. It's
a
always
great dude,
nice
yeah.
when you meet someone who's super famous like that, and to hear that they were like cool.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes,
Yeah, he wasn't a douche. He was super nice.
Yeah,
and
you'd think that Ty
humble
Dolla
and,
$ign would be a little more nice, and he
Fat
doesn't
Joe.
even have the stature
Fat
of
fuck.
Shaq in the world of fame or physics.
Yeah.
yeah, some of these guys are assholes. What are you gonna do?
I didn't. One time I opened for Travis Scott, and that wasn't.
Was it a bad
That
experience?
was a bad experience.
Let's fucking
Even
speak
in
on
Houston, I would think he's gonna be like a nicer guy to the people in Houston.
You would think. I guess it was like slightly before he was. It was like when he just had only an antidote,
Oh, okay.
or maybe like one other song. What was that song he did with Wiz Khalifa? I can't remember. But
Yeah, I don't know.
he one of this high school kid had a high school graduation party, and flew Travis Scott down and wanted me to open for him. And I was like, great. And so he shows up 2 hours late. They're already like throwing drinks on the stage,
Oh,
Well,
isn't that the worst when you're DJing? Someone's supposed to come on. They want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and
These
you
guys-
have to
this guy's
DJ an
not
extra
here
2
yet.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cheddar the
God.
Connect was there. He was on time. The Rockets players, they were there. They were on time.
Wait,
And then
whose
Travis
fucking
Scott.
college or high school
High school
graduation party is this?
I know, right?
They
Yeah.
just fucking book them all, huh?
Dude,
It was like a
it
Sweet
crazy.
16 kind of thing.
This is
Yeah.
probably, and it's not your fault, but this is probably the root of Travis being an asshole. Is like this rich motherfucker.
Well, so maybe.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
The reason, well, yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much, but then he was super late. He had a reason to be late, but when he showed up, I was told he was going to have a DJ that was going to come up there or whatever. He didn't hand me a USB. He didn't hand me anything.
He just
I
expected you to have his
I
songs.
had all his songs. I
Oh, that's
had
good.
all his songs, But then I had
You
some
prepared
songs.
for that beforehand?
I did, but I was like, but then they were like, hey, you know, he's gonna bring his own dude, or you know, I was like, all right. So I kind of chilled, and I was like, all right, that's probably good enough.
But
Yeah.
that's
And it was good enough.
Was
but-
it Chase B at the time, or do you remember?
No, I think it was before Chase B. He may have been just doing the beats, but I don't think he was DJing for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that's a good rule of thumb to anybody who's watching this.
Yes.
If we're gonna give out some free game.
Yeah.
If you're opening for an artist, or if you're potentially playing for them, either way, have all their fucking music.
even
Yeah.
if they say they have a
Even
DJ.
if they say
Even
they
if
have
they
DJ.
say, because you never know when you're gonna have to jump in and like
and it might be your time to shine.
it might.
And you
be
don't
want
want to be
shine.
standing there with
Yeah.
your dick in your hand.
yeah.
So
Well, he was. I mean, the problem, like the problem and challenge is he just wasn't very cordial or friendly or communicative, and like you couldn't understand him when he had his. I couldn't understand his cues or directions with his grill in his mouth.
you know, like what? Put us on.
But he also, to give him some credit, like he probably wasn't in a good mood because of why he was late. So he was probably like, man, I just got to get this over with. And like, who's this, you know, tall white dude that's DJing for me? And I was just like, hey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, we held it down and they had a good time. And but I just didn't have a good experience. I mean, how many, you guys have opened up for some pretty good rappers, or actually like, I DJ'd in college. I got to DJ for the Yin Yang Twins. I was the DJ while they rapped.
Yeah.
How
I
was
got to do that for them.
Dude, they were so much fun. Like they would play with like you'd cut the music and they'd like acapella for a little bit, and then they tell you like when to like flip it back up, and like
Oh yeah.
they were just like, and they were easy to work with, friendly, you know. So
That's lit.
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool rappers.
I did.
that
I
are
DJ'd
fun
for
to
them
work with.
recently, and
Yeah.
they're getting a little older.
Moving
And
a little
I
slower,
moved-
a little
you did with them?
geriatric.
Yeah, recently,
Oh,
like
cool.
maybe 6 months ago, and getting them on the stage was a thing.
Yeah,
Like, and
their
it made
knees are
me
bad?
feel old because, like, I remember when Yin Yang Twins had first come out. You know, I was
Yeah,
DJing
yeah.
at the time,
yeah.
and then to see these guys like having to be helped up on the stage, I was like, "Fuck, man,
Oh man,
I gotta fucking open a business."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get to
Another one was Juvenile.
Juvenile. I've never DJed for him.
Juvenile was, dude, he was also really good with the acapellas, just cut the music and like
could
he'd
see
go
that.
off on a like a tangent and
Hell yeah.
come back and like, dude, he was a very good entertainer.
Juvenile doesn't play out enough. He's got a lot of hits. I'm surprised.
He's a
that-
great performer. Probably my favorite. Who's your favorite hip hop performer that you've seen?
Oh man, that I've played with or that I've
played
seen
with, or-
in general.
Let's keep it to like who you've played with for or opened for. Or I guess like played for.
Played.
Yeah.
I thought Juicy J was dope. Juicy J,
Juicy
but that was
J?
also like a
That's tight.
big thing for me because I grew up like loving 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, yeah.
Grew up on all this shit, and he was cool and his energy was dope. And we did like same thing like you said, like a lot of the pulling back, and he would acapella it out.
Yeah.
But that was one that I really enjoyed. How about you, Strat?
He was
Yeah.
mad professional too. Like Juicy J just showed up.
He
did
got
his
in and got
thing,
out.
and then dipped.
He got in and
Like,
got out.
and it was well rehearsed. You could tell.
Yeah.
He knew what the fuck he was doing. He had good crowd work.
You know who's-
T-Pain too. Oh, sorry.
T-Pain?
T-Pain.
Nice.
Super dope singer.
You know who's really good at that here is Beat King. Beat
King, yeah.
Super professional.
I never seen him perform, but
We
can
had him at
imagine.
Bottled. You were there that night?
No, I didn't.
It was
see
him and Paul Wall. You weren't there?
Nope.
Yeah, he's
It was
us.
super, he's
I'll tell
super
you.
professional. He's great. Paul Wall's great.
Yeah.
And Paul Wall's been he opened at Bell a long time ago. He did one of our grand opening Fridays for Bell. Man, we used to get James Harden in there on Wednesdays.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Every
we got
Wednesday.
here after the James Harden
Right.
stuff, which would have been dope.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to strip club when he was there because I heard he was like the fucking god of strip clubs.
Yeah.
Like he would just
he
go.
just shows
and-
up with a
shut it
huge
down.
mob of people.
That's dope.
I mean, and they're all like really nice and friendly and like, and just it was a good vibe. So
Oh yeah.
And you guys had the hottest Wednesday night for a minute. You had it was
Yeah,
steak
yeah.
night, right? So I hear
Yeah,
about
we
that
worked-
occasionally. Oh, Bell's Wednesday night steak
Yeah.
night. James Harden used to be there. I think Henson talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, we owe a lot of that to RTB for their whole concept and idea that they were the ones that ran steak night and they brought it to our spot, and we were successful for many years. I mean, like probably I think 3 years or so.
That's dope.
Super
Good
successful.
run. That's a good run.
Yeah,
That's
it was
definitely
amazing.
a good run.
Who came up with the concept for Bell Station?
Keelan
Keelan?
came up with the whole marketing branding concept.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's real dope.
yeah.
I like the thing is like it's simple, but like it's a bell when the drink comes out. Like because some
Yeah.
clubs like Strategy. I don't know if you remember like Spy. Was it Spy? Which was the one that had that fucking train horn? It wasn't. Was it a train horn or like a
Spy bar.
Was it Spy Bar with
Yeah.
like the OG with the fucking
Yeah.
big tank to run it?
Yeah.
And it's like this is like a more primitive version of the same concept.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right.
So that's.
I
Dope.
mean, Kung Fu has its gong, you know?
Kung Fu. I see. I've been to Kung Fu, but I've never like really spent time there. So that makes sense that they would have a gong. That's
Yeah, they have a gong. That's kind of where, you get these ideas from all the places you've worked at. You see what works in the clubs or the
Right.
bars, and you're like, you just kind of piece that and make it your own,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just like music, right? Like you just kind of make
sample it.
sample ideas and then make them your own. Make something original out of that.
Now,
Fuck yeah.
as a DJ and a club owner, do they ever affect each other? You know what I'm saying?
Good question.
As a DJ, we're fighting for better rates. We're kind of like, I don't want to say we're against the club owner because we work with them, obviously, but we usually feel we should be getting paid more. The club owner usually feels we should be getting paid less. It's a pretty standard relationship between any employee and employer.
That's a great like recurring topic for this podcast would be just like the DJ economics, the DJ rates, like stuff like that. Like how there's this sort of like they're able to hold a ceiling on it
Right.
for longer than other thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we saw a highlight from another one the other day where it was talking about like this DJ and he was like talking about in the 80s. It was one of those like Studio 54 type spots, whatever, in New York. And he was like, yeah, and I was DJing and it was like $300. And he's like, $300? He's like, wait, so the same rate was 30 years ago that it is today? And it's like, even in the last 5 to 10 years, most things have doubled with inflation or at least substantially gone up. But DJ rates really haven't. And I'm not saying any of us are like, struggling to pay our bills, but like you would think that it would reflect that, or at some point it's just gonna.
So I have a piece of advice. What you can do is you need to address, or you need to go to the business owner with his lens on and be like, hey, look, this is how I'm making your club more money and bringing more people, selling more. So here's how it justifies me getting more, and here's like and just write it down and
Right.
it out and present it, because
Right
that's what a business
after-
owner.
Right after this podcast, you're gonna get hit up by like 30 people.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, Jeremy, we
saw
need to
you on
sit
the,
down and have a talk." No, I mean, I
But
think
you got to be able to back it up, right?
For sure,
You got to be
for
able
sure.
to justify it with
if
numbers.
your numbers don't make sense, then it's economics. It's basic.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
But that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Has that ever gotten in the way of itself? As
Well-
in you're like you're booking a DJ maybe, and he wants a certain rate.
well, I'm also,
and you're
but
like,
I'm also in the agency business.
yeah, I know.
side of
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So
So
there's
that's
so
kind of
many-
it's kind of like shoring your bed up.
yeah,
you know?
that's smart because then you always got a spot to plug them into or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So
And
it works
that's
out.
been sort of a great like jumping point for Interloop, has been having the bar where we can regularly book talent and we can reach out to outside talent and book that. And that's the direction. That's actually what we want to get back to, is going more the agency, being more of the people that are bringing in the big artists. So
Yeah, because there is big money in that. I mean, I can speak for Bottle more so because of our position there, is that since the big name artists have gotten on in, you realize like there's a lot of budget, and there's certain people out here that are booking artists that shall remain nameless. The Strategy, I know you know exactly who I'm talking about, who like to pocket a lot of fucking money off these artists because they play on the ignorance of the
they
club
take it
owners.
on both sides. They take money probably from the artist and from the club. You know what I'm saying?
And that's and so I mean that's a great position to be in if you're a scam artist. Not to say with a K, with,
Yeah, not
or whatever.
fucking Sujit
Actually,
scam
not that
artist,
one. Like an actual scammer, right? That they'll play on people's ignorance and be like, "Oh, you want fucking Yin Yang twins? I can get them for 40,000," and then you don't realize you could probably really get them for 1,500 in a soda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the reality is like people don't know this. You know what I'm saying? And there's always someone out there looking to exploit that market.
So what you do is just up front, before you even like negotiate a deal, you let the bar owner or whoever know, right? Whoever you're getting the artist for, be like, look, there's a
Open book policy.
an admin fee.
Okay.
There's a fee to doing all this work. Is this many hours of work and communication, and then bookings, hotels, making sure, like, you know, there's a whole bunch of work that goes into it.
I agree that people that book artists should be paid
Something.
for their work,
Some-
no
yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
But I also, personally, if I was the owner of the club, I would be looking for an open book policy to see the contract and see what you're paying the artist, to know what
Oh,
I'm
of
paying
course,
the
of course,
talent.
of
See,
course.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
is
yeah.
a lot of these people, they'll try and package the deal
Got you,
and
got
say,
you,
I'll
got
give
you,
it to you
got
for
you.
this price, when the reality is
No,
that's, you know,
I mean, you should have the venue either be like a co-signer on the document, on the contract, or at least have, like, you know, give them the contract signed.
For sure.
That should be part of the deal. Yeah, I mean, everything has to be transparent. If you do transparent business, then you do
you
good
stay in
business.
and you stay in business rather than, you know, stealing and then
Yeah.
getting fucked and then you know, never working with that guy again.
Exactly. And that's the thing about owning the bar that people don't think about and people don't see, is like you lose a lot of friends, and not like passing away, but like you lose friends that you were in business with, and then you didn't see eye to eye, and you guys go your separate ways, and it's kind of a tragedy in a sense. It's sad because you lose some of your closest friends or people that you made a lot of good money with and did good business with, and just, you know, people say the wrong things in a meeting, and then it just snowballs. And
You know, a wise man once said, business and friends don't mix, like two dicks and no chicks. Find
but
yourself in the
but
same
it
shit.
also
Shit.
can. But it also can.
For sure.
You know.
I mean,
you
like
know.
you and Keelan, obviously you guys are still friends.
Yeah.
So when you operate with someone who has a
Similar.
similar idea on business and understanding of business, it's a lot easier than
Yeah.
like somebody who wants the homie hookup, and you're like, come on, bro, like, this is a business. Yeah.
We were fortunate in the fact that we all had our main line of work. Like Keelan has his hair salon. I had my engineering. The other guys that were a part of it, they had their own businesses, or, you know.
So to anyone watching this who wants to be a nightlife entrepreneur, would you say that it's best to have it as secondary income initially? Don't just put all your eggs in one basket, because then you make irrational decisions based off.
I think the nightlife industry is so volatile and dangerous that you can make a mistake and lose a lot of money.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have.
So it's if
Especially
at
in
all possible.
Houston. Why has there been so many places that open and close? And is that a
Chicago had a lot of
Is
places
that a
open
more
and closed.
recent, like post-COVID kind of thing, or is that like, does that happen kind of a lot here? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, there's been so many places opening up in Houston since we opened Bell. I mean, that was we kind of got in at, again, timing. When you get in at sort of the right time, like we were one of the first places, not to knock on other places, but we were one of the first places early on that had a really good sound system for a bar. People just weren't spending the money on sound systems yet. We used to show up to some gigs and have to bring the speakers. That stuff's not happening anymore. People advance, people adapt. Concrete Cowboys come to town and they have a dope sound system. The Clay builds with the
Who
Void.
came first,
and,
Concrete or Clay? To
Clay.
did they really elevate the bar, you think? overall?
Clay did, and so that's how we met our sound guy. Shout out Divala Systems or Void Acoustics.
Void Acoustics, yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually in the other day tuning the system, made it sound real nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Oh,
and
we got
crispy.
it bottled?
No, at Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bottle still sounds like a
I'm like, every
1997
time we
Camry.
go in there, we're
No,
trying
I'm
to
just
get them to
kidding.
do it, bro.
No, I'm just kidding. No, Bottle doesn't sound that bad. It's a lot better than the Chicago Bottle Blonde. That one had a
The
pretty.
Chicago, because we could never run the subs. We were
Oh,
always
that's
running
right.
the system with no subs, so you're literally losing. You're missing half.
That's
of,
that's a huge problem in Houston, and the reason is because the noise ordinance is very stacked. Like the noise ordinance in the city of Houston is very stacked against business owners
I
that are
think
trying
it's-
to play
it's-
music.
it's-
And in the zoning laws here, you don't have zoning laws, so you can have a bar next to a.
Church.
I
kindergarten.
think there are some like
Well, there's a church like behind.
but it's like
Bottle.
next to a dentist's office, next to a bunch of apartments, next to townhomes, next to an abandoned lot.
A
Yeah.
Buc-ee's.
You know, so a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Did you say that? But anyways, So the timing of it all, and then just having like a good location.
Well, I think also something what Strategy said about the subwoofer is like when they tune the systems, they really the proper tuning, to those who don't understand, is like, so your mid speakers, you want to cut out the low frequencies, and your highs even more, but you need that sub to take it up. And if you don't have a sub, then you try and squeeze mid and high and low out of your mid speakers, and it just sounds fucking muddy and disgusting.
You want your subs to be punchy, and then you want to dip the mids down and kind of like maybe a little bit on the highs. But it also depends on the acoustics in the room, right? It depends on the materials in the room, what the boosts are made out of. If there's a ton of glass and metal, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's gonna
just
be all
echo party.
Well,
Well, I think that's probably another problem the Bottled had, is that the fucking place is all wood and glass. So
Yeah.
it doesn't help.
Yeah.
But to have a perfectly, I don't know, most clubs don't really have sound deadening technology like they should, right?
No, I don't think any of them do, honestly. I don't think any clubs I've ever seen.
Could you imagine a nightclub with carpet? How fucking disgusting that carpet would be.
Well, not even just carpet, but real
just, like
sound
when
panels on the wall.
What you have in a studio, like the
Hanging
what are they
fucking-
called? The dissipators,
Yeah.
the sound
Yeah,
dissipators and stuff like that. Diffusers, yeah.
Because that
There's
would even
different
help with
kinds.
like the sound of people talking and shit.
So
Yeah, it
there's
would change the game, dude. When we did at Radon's place, where we were first
Yeah.
doing mixed signals, the difference between that room before it had sound panels and when we built the ones, and we built a lot, but not even like, if this was a real nightclub and you were doing a real project, you'd have
Right.
more than that. It made the craziest difference.
I'm sure in Berlin or somewhere they have like a
Probably.
acoustically
all,
treated.
all across the pond. Like when you search acoustic engineer, because I'm nerdy like that. I'm like, I want to find who the acoustic engineers, so they can like, they're all like in Germany and like the UK and stuff, But that's what people do to make the place sound better,
Well, yeah, like Ministry of Sound and shit. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've never been, but I'm sure it sounds amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, the sound is in the name.
But those are all things that some bar owners just don't care about, and that's fine because they still make their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago had some really great sound systems. A sound bar, maybe not the downstairs so much, but the upstairs, when it first came in round, it was like a multi-million-dollar sound system.
It's still like a Dolby something. I always see it on their flyers. They promote. They like, this. The place got a dope system when they promote it on their flyer.
Yeah, exactly. And then what else had a really good system? I always remember Studio Paris having one of the best ever. And then Prism had a good one
Prism, I've heard of that place.
before they remodeled and put brick walls on
DJ
it.
Heavy used to play there.
Yeah, Heavy played there.
The homie Heavy.
Yeah.
The whole circuit, we all pretty much played this. Tao had a good sound system, but Tao's such a big room, it's hard to get like crisp sound. But it sounds good in there.
It
Yeah.
definitely sounds good though. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about Chicago is like it's really a circuit. There's probably on the downtown circuit there was maybe, I would say, what 10 of us
DJs like
If
working every
that were
fucking-
really like on the circuit that were doing
5 days a week.
Tao this night, Prism this night.
Yeah, probably 10. Yeah.
Probably 10 of us, right?
Mhm.
And so the community was real tight. You know what I'm saying? Because we
Yeah.
all worked together. So none of us were like worried about like undercutting another for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss that. Not that I think that people in Houston are trying to undercut each other, but it was like after the night we would all go eat together. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like
Everyone would meet at Griddle. You're
yeah, it
talking
was just
shit,
kick it,
busting balls.
talk about the night and shit like that. It was never like, oh fuck that guy, like I want his residency or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? There was enough food on the plate for everyone to eat.
Yeah. And like talking shit is the most fun thing that everybody does, but everyone like pretends like they don't, right? You're like, you pretend like you're a good guy. I would never say anything bad about anybody, but like then you're with the homies and you're talking shit about other people, and it's not mean like you want them to lose their jobs and shit, but it's like it's just regular bullshit talking, making
It's
fun.
like, yeah, it's just like
Blah,
locker
blah,
room.
blah, having
Boys will be boys.
cracking jokes. Like everybody
Busting
does that
balls.
shit. It's the most
Busting
normal
chops.
shit. Like
Yeah.
it's the best time.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know why that came up.
So you're married? Are you a family man? Do you have any children?
I don't have any children, but yeah, I am married to my beautiful wife, Oriana.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
That's dope.
Hello.
How is she with the DJ thing? Obviously, you were DJing.
Well,
before you met
so
her.
we met when I was DJing at Bell Station. So that's like another cool, special little moment there.
For sure.
So we met there.
You built the bar that you met your wife in.
Dude.
That's pretty.
That's biblical right
That's
there,
biblical.
isn't it? If
I
you
like
build
that.
it, she
Yeah.
will come.
If you build it, she will come.
Something like that, right?
So
Uh,
that's kind of how it worked out. And so, you know, I was fortunate to meet her, and we got married, and we've been married for 3 years, and
Dope.
it's just been great. And she's very supportive of the DJing.
It's so
in
important.
doses, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
she understands the enjoyment of it, but at the same time, she requests that like can we also like travel?
Yeah.
Can we also like go to dinner tonight?
For sure.
Or
That's one thing that makes it very difficult to have a
Yeah.
relationship in DJing is that like you don't really get nights off. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, especially the important nights, the weekend nights, right?
Yeah, the nights that
That's-
there's
yeah.
shit going on. There's a
Right.
concert she wants to go to.
Exactly,
There's a
yeah.
movie,
taking her out to dinner on a
play.
Monday night doesn't really hit the same. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But
No one else is there. They want to be seen. They want to get dressed up and have a good night. And, you
Yeah.
know.
But you go from DJing, Thursday through Sunday, which I did for a couple of years. I mean, there was a point after doing engineering for too long that I wanted to take a break and just do DJing and the bar and just see if I could just survive that way. And DJing Thursday through Sunday took its toll.
I'm Wednesday
And-
through Sunday right now, and I believe
Wednesday
me.
through Sunday.
Yeah, and I know
Yeah.
doubles on Saturdays, sometimes doubles on Sundays, triples if I can.
Yeah.
But you got to bring home the bacon.
But you got to hustle.
You got to hustle. You know what I'm saying?
gotta
And-
hustle.
And I've had other jobs before. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will say, though DJing is extremely mentally tasking, which a lot of people don't realize. They think like it's all like it is fun. You know what I'm saying? It's a great job, but like it'll try you. Like playing a lot of times in most cases the same music. It can get taxing on your brain. You're like, I don't want to hear this, but I know this is what they want to hear.
Right.
So I got to give them that energy because you're curating an eventful evening for the crowd, right? So like that kind of thing can get taxing, but like I've also worked in body shops where I came home, my hands bleeding and fucking, shards
Also
of metal.
taxing.
Also
Very taxing.
Yeah, physically.
So it is
Yeah.
what it is. What are you gonna do?
You got to pick your poison.
Exactly.
Yeah, DJing definitely gets a little repetitive sometimes. And
Yeah.
I think,
Even when you are able to keep the drinking controlled,
Mm-hmm.
when you get to that point, because there's a lot of DJs out there that don't drink. you
Yeah.
know?
That- yeah.
Henson doesn't drink.
Yeah, I know a few.
Little Martin doesn't drink. Riddler doesn't drink.
That's probably how Lil Martin's been able to do it this long. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
Little
'Cause-
Martin's a G, man. He's
Yeah.
so good. Shout out
and,
Little Martin.
and he's dope. He's a dope DJ
He's
too.
so good.
And I think a lot of like you're right. Like you have to keep the drinking under control because like drinking Wednesday to Sunday will literally kill you.
It's
You know what I'm
taxing.
saying? Like,
It's fucking
very
taxing.
Yeah, but you got to do it, and you grow through it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do go and pursue like opening up a spot or investing into a business or some idea, then you allow yourself like freedom to do that, and then you can always keep DJing a part of your life and even a significant part of your life too. But it also becomes what's been cool is like it's been special to I only DJ like 2 to 3 times a month now.
So
But when I do, it's like I'm so passionate about that show because it's like I only get to do it. 2
You
to
look
3 times
forward
a month.
to
I
it.
look forward to
Right.
it.
You're
Yeah.
planning for it. Probably it's a bigger event.
yeah,
It's more like
some new
thought.
shit
yeah.
and drop. And then
And I'm
you're
not saying to DJs out there like it's about DJing. It's about less is more.
Yeah, but in
No,
some
I
cases-
am.
Because-
I'll say it.
That's straight.
Okay,
It's
but
true, for
but it
sure.
does as you get older, as you go and you've been doing the grind and the hustle for so long, like it starts to lose its meaning. And
Yeah.
so whenever you're able to do it less and less, you actually start treating it different, and it's cool, man.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think performing, the fact that you're up there performing every night or whatever it is, Wednesday through Sunday is 5-6 nights a week. If you're doing doubles too, you're performing. It's tough to like put on a good performance again and again and again and again and
Yeah.
again.
You seen the
And
movie
there's
Elvis?
Yeah, I actually started
Yeah, I
it. I
haven't
didn't
seen
finish it. But yeah, you have to like clear everything out of your mind that's happening in your life and make time to say, all right, all I'm doing right now is giving what I got to these people and making sure they're having a good time.
Right.
And to have to do that consistently over and over again.
And you're not
fucking
doing
tough.
it like an artist might do it for fucking 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying, or an hour even. but
Right.
we're doing it 4 hours,
4 hours,
sometimes 6 hours,
Yeah.
a set, and it's like that's a long
And
time.
then you get
to
an
just-
hour break and you're on to the next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah.
I know some of the guys here hustle really hard and get like 3 gigs a day. Like,
Yeah.
wow, they're just bouncing around.
You got to get that
You know?
money.
And that's something
Yeah.
that's in Houston though that's gotten a lot better. I was gonna say was everyone has started to upgrade their equipment, their sound systems, pay attention to that. Back in the day when I first was starting here in Houston, you had to bring your own equipment, and sometimes, like I said, your own speakers and lights if you had them. And I mean that is so much. I mean, carrying those turntable boxes, bro, so heavy, man.
The records.
The
You know how
records
heavy
too,
records
yeah.
are?
The
when
records.
when you're carrying enough records for a 6-hour set, you're carrying. Okay, so I used to have this Sonic box that would carry like
Yeah.
350 records. 350 records
You
probably
didn't
weighs
just
like
have the
80
suitcase
pounds.
rollers.
No, I didn't have rollers. It just had 2 handles, and I lived on the 3rd story of the building I was in at the time, and having to carry those fuckers up and down the stairs, bro.
And you can't leave them
And
in your car.
When I tell
It's
you
the
what I
end of
was
the night.
making at the set that I would play, and this was my first residency, it was $50 for 5 hours on records and bringing my own turntables, mixer, and records.
But it probably felt good as fuck.
Well, it felt good because I was like finally being paid to
Right.
DJ.
You're
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
I'm doing
like,
this
fuck yeah.
and I'm getting paid for it.
And from that, I
Yeah.
got my next spot that made more and so on, et cetera.
And how many nights did you come home dead as fuck? 5 hours of DJing, you're drained. You
But
got
I was
nothing
still
left.
like, my arms are like shaking because I
Yeah.
was so excited about it. You know what I'm saying?
When you DJ, you let like so many endorphins go because you're controlling so many different people's emotions all at the same time. It's a really like
Spiritual thing.
it's
Straight
an
up.
addictive too,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like masturbating for your mind.
the
It's like-
trifecta.
it's like-
we completed the trifecta.
It's like jerking off with your ears.
If you jerk off while vaping, while DJing, you go instantly.
That's
to heaven.
auto fiction erotica. What is it? What do they call that thing?
That's kind of funny.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, you're right, and it's a very rewarding thing when
Yeah.
you can really rock the party for the night and everything. So
But you can also do good with it too, right? I mean, you can, I don't know, just make people's interactions better and
yeah, at
feel
the end of the
good
night,
about
you
people
play
meeting
some
people.
R&B jams, get somebody laid.
Yeah.
Get someone married.
Yeah, or married. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Anything's possible. The music
Yeah.
is your vice.
Yeah.
You know?
I was actually doing a back-to-back set with DJ Fawn that day.
So it's
So DJ
you could
Fawn-
thank DJ Fawn for getting you married, one might say.
Right.
I mean-
if he would, maybe he was, you were running a couple minutes late coming back because you were talking to your girl.
So
you
we
know
were
what I mean?
going-
He covered for you a little bit.
We were going 1-1. We were going one
Oh,
song, one
shit,
song, one
okay.
song, throwing down, and it was fun. And then I saw her walking, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I'll be back."
Wait, you
Take
called her?
over
You
for a
called her,
minute.
bro?
That's it, Fawn.
Oh, okay. I saw her and I was like, "Hey, bro, gotta go DJ. I'll be back." I was like, "Damn, you know that's love."
No fear.
No, that's
Yeah,
dope. I mean,
so-
I similarly, there's been a few times when me and Strategy did tag team sets where I would play an extra couple minutes so he could get his dick sucked in the bathroom. And I'd like to think that that was me looking out for him.
And to me, that was love, honestly.
Yeah, I love him. That's how I show my love. to him.
Well, love from you, but also love from in the bathroom.
Oh yeah. That. He actually made a charm out of that. Do you remember that? You used to wear it around your neck.
Yes.
He got a double blowy in the bathroom. That was at Concrete Cowboy in Chicago. Good memories.
Yeah.
How was the Concrete Cowboy in Chicago?
It was
What?
a good time.
It was a good
that
time.
was
really good
That
time.
was like one of my first where I'm in a spot where I gotta like kick ass,
Mm-hmm.
On Fridays at Concrete, we switched from Kung Fu, went across the street to Fridays at Concrete. Keelan did Saturdays at Concrete.
The Strategy and Dolo show. So
Fridays at
we were Fridays
Yeah,
at Concrete
we
back in
were.
the day.
Started
We-
at
we-
Joy.
we-
That's where we heard about you guys.
We
Yeah.
first were Fridays at Joy, and then we went to Fridays at Concrete, and then Fridays at Bottle Blonde, where we are currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun those days.
Bro, we had so much fun. Like that was when, remember, I would wear like the fur coat or like the fucking the robe
Yeah,
or like
the
some
pirate
stupid
hat.
onesie or like all the types of hats and shit.
Just we would do the most
the
ridiculous
dumbest
shit.
thing.
And
Like the dumber you look, the better.
it was
That
fun.
what-
'Cause, like it was like the anti like everybody was like the cool DJ and like
Right.
like whatever fucking.
I got my sunglasses
you know,
and my
in the-
headphones, and I'm taking a picture.
in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You pop in with the fur coat
and he comes in with
top
a
hat.
a fur coat with top hat and no pants on, and it was like, let's fucking party. And people loved and respected it, and we made the
And
content
you
to go
can-
with it.
That's one cool thing about being a DJ, though. We got to talk about. It's like you get to walk in the club and just be who you are,
For sure.
Yeah.
and everyone
It's not
has
like
to.
a corporate world where you have to pretend to be something
Right.
you're not.
Yes, that's
You
my
get
most
to-
favorite part about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's dope because
The wilder you are, the more there's a limit to it for sure. You
sure.
can,
Right,
you can
right,
break
right.
the
Strategy
threshold.
is
You don't want to
Definitely
become that guy,
overboard.
right?
he's definitely
That
found
guy.
the limit. You got to find
Hey,
your limit.
hey, you went a little over on your tab tonight. So.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
break shit in the booth.
Yeah.
You're breaking, your fucking the equipment.
I do
laptop.
remember one time where I broke a stack of glasses on my birthday, and I
Yes.
said, you know what? Probably went too hard that night. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get started on.
No, let's talk about it.
Well,
They took it out of the
okay.
kid's
So
check,
let's
which
rewind.
is kind of fraudulent.
Let's
TBH.
rewind this whole thing, right?
Did they send you like the receipt of how much?
Well, this is where I get upset. This is where I get angry. All right, it was my birthday. It was 2015, 16?
15 or 16,
somewhere
for sure.
around there. They asked me, would you DJ our party on Sunday night on your birthday? It'd
Like
be dope.
pretty
Like, make
well-known
it, yeah,
Sunday fun day party.
yeah,
cool.
make it a thing and everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be dope. So we book it. I have a blast. Everything's going well. I have a bunch of my friends over in the booth. We're doing shots. As you drink the shots, it's a tighter booth in this place. As you drink your shots, you kind of just set them on the ledge, and someone will come up and pick them up. Pretty standard, right?
Yeah, except when they're busy and they.
Except when they're busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming the barbacks for this, but I'm just kind of painting the pictures.
Barbacks
Set
are
the
the
tone.
the heart.
They're the unsung heroes
They
of
are
nightlife,
the
for
unsung.
sure.
Anytime you're at a bar, you should pat your bar back on his back or tip
Throw a
him.
20
Or
in his
on his
pocket.
butt cheek.
You know what I'm saying?
Or on his butt cheek, yeah.
So there's a stack of glasses. Nothing too crazy. Maybe 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? But they're not little shot. They're like the half glasses, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're stacked up because in the booth it's tight. And at some point we're like jumping around. Like,
what was the catalyst when it happened?
it was probably like a Kendrick song, I want to say. And me and my boys are in there. It was like either Cartoons and Cereal or something like that, where it was just like you just got to go nuts when it's on. So we're all fucked up and you're jumping in the booth. You know what I'm saying? The place is going well, everything's good. Boom, they get knocked over. So then it's like, okay, we got to get somebody over here to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Like there's broken glass everywhere. Nobody comes. So the night continues on, whatever. End of the night, whoever comes on next, I guess the glass was still broken on the ground and no one had cleaned it up. So they looked at it like, and I wasn't going to stick around. We were on to the next spot because it was kind of like a circuit, like in Chicago. Everybody go to
It's
this
your
spot,
birthday.
this place, this place. But yes, my
You
birthday.
get a pass on your
Fucking
birthday.
you would
get
think.
A pass.
You would think. But these motherfuckers decided to take the liberty of taking my pay for the evening for the broken glasses. And I was like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, okay, what's a glass cost? Even on the high end, $20 a glass. So then dock me $120. They just took my whole pay and said, corporate said that we're not going to pay it out. Whatever. So fuck them, basically, right? Flash
Hell
forward
yeah,
to
brother.
2 years later. These motherfuckers got the audacity to ask me in strategy if we would consider a residency there on Sunday evenings. Like these fucking assholes didn't stiff me. That's the and I will say this: in my 20 years of DJing, that's the only establishment that has ever successfully not paid me. I've heard a lot of horror stories from a lot of people about a lot of things, and that's one thing I can say is that I never got fucked on money because I was always up there fucking corporate's ass if they were not paying me because like there are ways to go about it. There was one instance where a place tried to not pay, not because of whatever, but they went out of business, and one of the people who booked me, I'll say his name because this is a congratulatory to him. Dante the Don was the booking agent. And it was back in the day. It must have been like 2013, 14, something like that. And then I, since living in Houston, got a Christmas card from him for $300 and said, thank you for being patient for your money. We've completed going through litigations with the company that went out of business.
Wow.
And we were able to get your money back. Enjoy your Christmas.
That's a good dude.
Here's a $300 check. And I said, That's a good dude.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And that's the only other time that I didn't get. Well, there was one other time where another place tried to not pay me, and then I had my lawyer send him a nice little letter and got paid for
Or
it.
you can always file the wage claim.
But don't you have to be an employee technically if you're a 1099?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So one of the things like DJing does for everyone that DJs is it kind of teaches you how to run a business that you're the sole person of. So if you can learn that, that's kind of like there's a lot of information right there to learn. About owning a business in general, right?
Yeah.
I always thought I was a sole proprietor because I'm too lazy. This guy's a big corporation guy though.
Yes.
But
Corporation.
can you
S-corp.
still
Oh,
can,
nice.
can you still file the wage complaint if you're a sole proprietor or as a corporation?
That's a good question. I guess as the DJ you could, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because that's where it gets sticky. That and Christmas parties. We usually don't get invited to Christmas party because we're not technically employees.
Yeah.
Which I think is bullshit, bottom line.
We don't get invited to anything staff related as a DJ. Because you're kind of just
that's not
floating
true.
around.
That's not true.
Well, from our experiences, for sure.
Okay. I so my wife worked at Clay for a little while, and they would do holiday parties and they would do awards to like the best DJ of the year. To the best server of the
You know what?
they give awards and
You know what? I take that back.
Nightlife awards.
I
and
take
make a
that
whole
back
spectacle
because
out
we
of
did
it.
get that one year from Bottle Blonde at the Christmas party. But I'm talking more on a micro
did win,
perspective.
yeah.
micro perspective.
Yeah, like
Alright.
like when the girls get to go out to fucking Morton Steakhouse or wherever the fuck.
Because it
DJs
was a
don't ever get
killer
invited
Saturday.
because you girls killed it that Saturday. Great job, girls. DJ, not so much.
You didn't really do shit.
You didn't
We
do
paid you
shit.
too much.
Be happy you still got your job.
right. Be
Fuck it.
happy you got a job and you're getting all this money we're giving you.
If you haven't noticed by now, we like to complain a lot on here. This is kind of our therapy session.
Okay, so
Yeah.
vent away.
We got it out. But, we're good now. Now it's time to get to work soon, actually. Wow, this is...
Yeah, it's a long
140,
podcast.
that's
We
good.
should wrap it. We should wrap it up. If
Yeah.
in
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on, though, before...
No, I mean, I think we covered a lot of good stuff. I enjoyed the time with you guys, and
We enjoyed having you.
It was great. And I think
You
for
know.
anyone watching, because you're obviously a very intelligent and successful
Appreciate
and
that, man. Appreciate
well-rounded man, if you want, I would say for anyone watching who has a question about anything, DJing, owning a nightclub, congressional circuitry, what was the first thing you said? Engineering, circuit engineering.
Congressional circuitry. What the fuck is that?
I'm a professional
Con-
congressional
I work the circuits for Congress. For the robots. That's my job.
That's funny.
Yeah,
man.
any questions about that? Like, where could they reach you? What's your Instagram? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Email if that's what you want.
Jeremy Knight DJ.
NITE, right?
NITE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy Knight DJ. Follow him on
Yeah.
on
Or
Instagram.
follow us at Interloop DJs.
Interloop DJs.
Yeah.
INNERLOOP
DJS.
DJS.
Yeah.
TJS.
And then if you're ever in Houston, come check out Bell Station and the
For sure.
and the dope ass sound system by Void Acoustics.
On
And
Thursday night.
Thursday nights.
Thursday nights.
On Thursday nights, baby.
Party on the patio.
Party on the patio. Vibe Thursdays. Hook it inside. Hook it outside. Hook yourself up.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
That's Cosmo's line. I stole that. But that's the go-to.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out. Have y'all had Cosmo on the show ever?
No, but we need to.
We
Bro,
need
he
to
would-
get him on.
He would crush the show. Yeah.
For sure he would.
We need to
Yeah.
get him on.
He's a good. He's got some radio background. It'd be good to talk to him.
He'll be up at Bell doing Latin nights tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Latin
with
night
DJ
tonight.
Omix.
Shout out to Omix.
Yeah.
I always enjoy his sets.
yeah. Hell yeah.
He goes hard.
All right.
All
Did
right,
we
boys.
cover everything? Was there anything we missed? Masturbating, DJing,
Diarrhea.
civil engineering, diarrhea, papaya.
Yeah.
Papaya.
Papaya
Yeah.
pills.
I think we hit it all.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
We hit it all. I'm gonna go hit.
This is the awkward point where he
thanks
goes to
for
the other
actually.
room.
I forgot to. do
You
the
still
thing.
didn't buy the Bluetooth clicker?
I forgot to do the thing. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop a comment. You know what I'm saying. Let Jeremy know how much you enjoyed his time on the show. Give us any of your information that you have that we don't care about because we just want the algorithm to get activated on
You
YouTube.
just want the ticker to click.
Right.
If you could put your comments in one letter at a time,
It would
just-
really
that would really help
Actually.
out.
So thank you,
That's
and
fun.
we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Take care.
Mic drop.